Hello, and welcome to Let's Sip and Talk with Freema. Today we have on a special guest, Shakima Ford, where she's going to allow us to dig in a little bit, tell us what she does. And, it's questions that I know we want answers to, and I'm pretty sure she'll share them. But of course, she's not going to tell all those secrets, but we definitely can get with her behind the scenes, and see what's going on. Maybe somebody want to hire her to get this credit thing going good, because I know a lot of us need it. A lot of us are probably ignorant to a lot of things that we should know about our credit. But remember, if you like what I'm doing, make sure you guys support. The Cash App is Let's Sip and Talk. Make sure you guys subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'll definitely post that, and it's definitely on the flyer and on my Facebook page. I appreciate all of you so much. So without further ado, we shall bring on Miss Shakima Ford. Hey, Melvin. Hello.
How are you?
I'm fine. How you doing?
I'm good. Thanks for having me.
And you're more than welcome. So for the ones that is not so sure, tell them a little about yourself. What is it that you do?
Oh my God. Sometimes I ask myself, what don't I do? But I know we're on here to talk specifically about credit. But what I do is I help people get better interest rates. I help people get approved for homes, cars, whatever it is that their heart desires, that their credit score is hindering them from achieving. That's my goal.
Oh, wow. See, something that simple that I didn't know, so I'm glad you were able to spend some time with us today, because I didn't know that it actually, you fulfill them dreams in some kind of way. Because some people say, I want this dream car, but my credit is hindering me from getting it. So, hey, you're able to make them dreams come true. That's awesome. What made
Absolutely.
you decide to get into that type of field?
Oh my God. How much time we got?
Listen, we got all night.
Um, so it's no secret. Back in 2018, unfortunately, the house that we were getting ready to purchase, we relocated to Connecticut, but the pipe froze in the house. And of course, when the pipe bursted, it flooded the first floor in the basement. So of course we had to find somewhere else to live, and I just checked my credit score and I had a 527.
Okay.
And I could get absolutely nothing with a 527. So lo and behold, we were living in a hotel for 3 months until we were able to find something. But I found this company by the way of social media. And I remember yesterday, the post said, if your credit score starts with a 3, 4, 5, or 6, comment me and I'll send you some information. So I got started. My credit score went up 60 points in the first 30 days. And it's steadily climbing. So far over 200 points. So I am forever indebted to my mentor and my business coach. So when I seen the opportunity, being able to make a lucrative income and help people,
Right.
myself, I was like, you know what, sign me up. Did I know I was going to be able to leave my engineering career of 17 years at that time? No, I did not. I did not see myself here, but I can honestly say I absolutely love what I do.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And I can't imagine, just to go back to the house flooding and everything, and then now you kind of feel like, because I always say this on the show, that everything happens for a reason.
It does. Now I was upset. I was
Right,
angry.
right.
Why is this happening? Because we sold our house in South Carolina, moved to Connecticut to purchase a new home, and it flooded. And I got my family, my 2 kids and my husband, we're living in a hotel. So for everybody that's afraid to step out on faith, when I took on this opportunity, we were living in a hotel. And look what, I've been able to do.
Right.
So
I'm
yeah.
telling you, I see it all the time. Like, and it's just, how does it make you feel to know that you're actually helping people? Because, you hear people say, do a good deed today, be kind or whatever, but to know that you're actually helping individuals in their life, and things that really matter. How does that make you feel?
Honestly, I feel good every day about it.
Mm-hmm.
Getting the success stories, like people sending me pictures of closing, purchasing houses, or just being able to achieve excellent credit like they've never had before. Believe it or not, it's 43 million people in America with a 599 credit score or less. So one thing about is we'll never run out of people to help, but being able to know that you contributed to that, it's a feeling that I can't explain. And I always tell people, what you do for yourself, it dies with you. But what you do for other people is immortal, and lives on forever. And that's how you create a legacy. So that's what I feel like I'm doing. I'm actually creating a legacy.
Right. And I think you're the right person for it. And normally when I ask questions, and I always say you don't have to answer if you don't feel comfortable, but what is like one of the main questions that you always get, when someone inquire your services? Like, what is one of the main questions you always get to where it's like, everyone asks this question, or majority of people ask this question?
How long is it going to take? That's the first question. How long is it going to take? People want results quick.
Right.
As I tell them, you'll start to see results in the first 45 to 90 days. So just be patient and trust the process. And I guarantee you, we'll definitely get you in that house or that car or whatever it is that your heart desires. But they always want to know, how long is it going to take?
Do you have to, once you start the process, do you kind of have to freeze? Like, there's no more, you don't need to apply for anything else. You need to just, kind of live off cash for a little bit. Don't use the credit cards. Do you have to kind of freeze everything you're doing?
No, and that's a really good question. You don't have to freeze what you're doing, but we do tell you not to apply for any new credit, because that's going to be an inquiry. Right. So we don't want to be working backwards. And we always tell you the 5 most important things about knowing how your credit score is calculated. Right. 35%, that's making sure you pay your bills on time. So we make sure you continue to pay your bills on time, because a late payment can cost you over 100 points.
Wow.
So let's just say you're already at a 500 and you got a late payment. So you could go to a 400. So now we just working backwards.
Right.
If you have credit card debt, make sure you keep it under the 30% utilization. So let's just say you got $1,000 limit, right? People think because you have $1,000, you have to spend $1,000, but no, your limit is $300.
300, yeah.
So, right. So whatever your limit is, multiply that times 0.30 and never ever exceed that amount. And if you want to shoot for the stars, then don't exceed 7%.
Okay.
And then 15% is your credit history. Like, I know I was raised to close out my credit cards when you pay them off. And that was the worst advice that I could have ever gotten, because you wipe out your good credit history. And
okay.
Is the bridge between you and lenders and creditors, because credit is just leveraging somebody else's money. But if you wipe out your credit history, then the lenders don't know if you're even worthy of borrowing money from them. So just make sure you keep your accounts active and use them, because also if you don't use them in 6 months, they may close them.
And so I have a question. I don't know if that was my phone, but mine buzzed too. I have a question. So I've always heard, like you said, don't, use it to keep it active. But I've heard conflicting information. Okay, if I spend $25, pay that $25 off. But then I heard pay the minimum balance. Like, I don't know. Do you pay the whole? Do you pay what you use? Pay it on all?
You do need to pay what you use. If you continue to pay the minimum balance, you're just going to keep accruing interest.
Okay.
But just make sure, we want you. You have to use your credit. Like, that's the secret to obtaining and maintaining good credit. You have to use it. Like I always say, credit is like a relationship, right? When you get with your significant other, you got to date them, you got to court them, keep the fire going.
Keep them going.
Right? So you have to use your credit. But if you abuse it, you will definitely lose it.
Okay, so it's definitely like a relationship.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, that's good stuff.
And then the 10% is, you know, new credit inquiries. Thinking this was all of this stuff is like hitting home to me because this used to be me. But thinking every time you go in the store and you shop and they offer you a credit card,
Right.
you know, you're like, yeah, I want it.
25% off.
Right? But each inquiry could cost you up to 15 points.
Wow.
So you got to be mindful. Two a year is perfectly fine. When you start to get the 3, 4, 5, 6, and so on and so on, you start to look desperate to the creditors, like you're trying to, you know, rob Peter to pay Paul. And then the last 10% is having that good credit mix between an installment loan and a revolving. So an installment would be a mortgage or a car payment.
Okay.
And revolving would be a credit card. So for people who don't think, let's get this clear, that you don't have to have a credit card to have good credit, you do. That's 100% of your credit score.
Wow. You sharing some good stuff. I didn't think we was gonna get all this good stuff today.
I know this free game right here.
We have a question. Takia said, if I'm not asking too much, what exactly happens when a collection is removed from your report? Is the debt completely erased from my name or just from my credit report?
That's a good question. I get that question a lot. When it comes to collections, what happens is, in order for it to get to a collection, it turns into, you know, it starts at a late payment. Then it goes to a charge off after 6 months, meaning they've attempted to try and get money from you. So they just charge it off, meaning they just wrote it off. So now they're going to sell it to a collection agency and they're going to buy it, you know, for a nickel on a dollar, right? And they're taking a gamble to see if they can get their money back from you. So what we'll do is we'll dispute that collection item. But a lot of people don't know that these creditors have to have your consent when it comes to selling your information to a collection agency, which is a third party agency. But they don't. And then they have to have the original contract. And they never have the original contract. If anyone ever pay attention to something that you got from a collection agency, is not going to have the original contract date. It's going to have the date that the account was sold to them.
Got you.
But there is a point, like a 0.1%, they may try to get the debt from you, but you know, it's nearly impossible. But it is deleted from your credit report, and the debt is deleted from you as well.
So is it I heard, as far as like you were saying, if it's someone bought it, the collection or whoever, if they don't have, like, if you don't see the actual name of the actual I don't want to say lender, I'm thinking about a house, but you know, whoever you originally, like, let's just say Capital One, and they sold it to whomever, and you don't see Capital One on there, but you see this other company name, is that a dispute? Because that's not who you, or is that kind of like the contract thing you were saying?
No, we're definitely going to dispute it. Any negative item on there, we're going to dispute the legal way, which is leveraging the Fair Credit Reporting Act. And you're not going to see Capital One on there because they sold it.
Right.
But you're not obligated to pay the collection agency because they didn't get your consent to have your information, right? But you know, go ahead.
Has it ever been to where, you know, the fine print, and we like to keep it real on Let's Sip and Talk with Freema, a lot of us don't like to read. You know what I mean? It's too much. We just sign. So do some like, is it in a fine print? Maybe for some companies that, you know, if you don't abide by blah blah, you know, we can buy right, sell it to, or it's still not considered your consent?
They have to have your consent to sell your information.
That's interesting. I never knew that. See, this was definitely beneficial.
Business. I never knew that until I got into this business.
Wow. Do you know, I know you travel a lot with this and do seminars. Is this something like, have you ever had to, or did you ever come across someone that is just impossible to help, or there's no impossible? We help everyone.
I've never come across anyone that's impossible. Any negative item, like I said, just by leveraging the Fair Credit Reporting Act, give all Americans the right to review and dispute any negative item on their credit report. So it's no such thing as someone not being helpable. I mean, I've seen pretty bad, but we've still been able to help. Yeah.
Well, that's good. Do you come across different personalities? Is it hard in the business that you're in, like the know-it-alls, but yet you're the professional? Like, is it hard to deal with different personalities? Is it like, or, I know you're professional, but I know sometimes it's just like, if you know it and you do it.
I'm going to say this. I have a lot of patience.
Okay.
A lot of patience. But when you're an entrepreneur, and like you said, we being transparent, you try to help, everybody, as many people as you can. But if your energy is off and you're giving me a lot of negativity and you just in a bad mood, then maybe we'll circle back another time.
Okay.
So, as an entrepreneur, you work with who you want to work with. And if you're being disrespectful or you way off, then I'm like, you know what? Evidently you're having a bad day. So let's try again in 2 weeks.
Right.
I don't devote my time to negativity at all.
Got you. That's 100%. Not now in these times, anywho. That is the God honest truth. April says, so what about a third party that wants to take you to court? How does that work?
They'll send those discouraging letters to scare you. I guess I would need to know some more information about, that case particular to be able to advise you. But there has been some instances where they tried to take people to court to discourage them.
Oh, wow. So it all boils down to, we need a Shakima in our life. I mean, Shakima in our life, that to make sure we know all the odds and ends. And, to be honest with you, I didn't expect, and nothing personal. I just didn't expect for you to really give us the real, because some of the stuff you're giving us could be your services behind the scenes, to hire you to help us out. So I really appreciate you keeping it 100% with us, answering the questions and giving us stuff that a lot of us was oblivious to. So, that helps a lot to actually know someone that'll really, hey, give you the knowledge and don't try to keep it all, so I really, really appreciate that. You guys, y'all better take this doggone opportunity and ask questions. Okay, we do have another one. Kia said, I have the same situation as April. The sheriff served me some papers. It's definitely scared me because I never heard of that happening.
Yeah. I would say to Takia and to April to get in touch with me and let's have a consultation. For one, I don't want to spread your business out because, that's personal. So set up a consultation so we can speak about it and I can better advise you or anyone else that got any of those letters. But I've had that happen before. And it's really sad because it was I ended up calling her my auntie. But she was getting those scared letters too. And what happened was she went to the dentist and she's an older lady and they brought her back in a room. And mind you, I've never met this lady before, but we just built a bond. And she said they took her back in the room. They didn't even take her insurance or nothing. They gave her some type of credit card she can use. She never got the service with them. And so she was like, I'm not paying. Why did y'all charge me? And they charged her a lot of money. So they ended up sending it to a collections. So they just started harassing her. They sent the sheriff to her house. So I had to end up calling the sheriff's office. They wanted, they were scaring her, saying they would take her house, her car. So it was a big mess. Lo and behold, we did get it resolved. And sometimes when you're being harassed by collection agencies or any creditor, you can't be compensated for that.
Wow.
Compensated for that. Yes, you can.
Giving us all the good stuff.
My clients were compensated for being harassed by debt collectors. Yep. You gotta know your rights.
That's the truth. That goes back to reading and understanding. We got to do better at that. Melvin said, are consultations free or is it for a fee?
My consultations are free.
Okay, that's free, Melvin.
My consultations are definitely free.
Okay, that's good to know. That's good to know. Is there anything else that you can think of that you would want the people to know? You know, something you think that's beneficial or anything of that sort? Oh, before you answer that, Melvin said collections can now go after your income tax. I never heard that.
Tell Melvin to set up a consultation with me.
Set up a consultation, Melvin. Make sure you give your information before we disconnect so they can
I will.
reach out to you.
I will. Yeah.
I kind of forgot what I asked just now. That one threw me. What did I ask?
I think anything I wanted
Yeah.
to share with everyone. Oh my God, it's so much. If I can't say anything else, make sure because I mean credit is so important to be taken lightly. And to me, it's a pandemic in itself. So many of us are affected by it. Make it a priority to get your credit restored. But with our services, not only are we going to restore your credit, but we're also going to teach you financial literacy. Because if we don't, we're going to keep seeing you, and we don't want to do that. We want to break the cycle. So understanding how your credit score is calculated, understanding your budget. You need to be able to track your income to your expenses so you're not overspending, right? Because credit problems is a result of money problems. And I'm also expanding my team. Every day, I'm always looking for people that are go-getters, people that are hungry, people who want change. So if you're interested in earning additional income while getting your credit restored, also hit me up, and we'll definitely do a consultation and see if you qualify.
Wow. Well, that's good stuff. That's good stuff. How do they reach out to you?
So on Facebook, I am Shakima D. Ford. And on Instagram, my sister just changed my Instagram name again. It's the CEO Shakima, I want to say, but my contact information is 860-996-1422. Of course, I have an email address too, but calling me and text messages works much better because I'm just so busy and I don't get to check my emails like I need to. So Shakima D. Ford on Facebook, the CEO Shakima on Instagram. And my phone number is 860-996-1422.
Okay. And I see April says she's ready to start. I see Takia says she's going to contact you. No, she's not, Melvin, but ring that phone, that number she just gave you, so you can set up that consultation.
Yep, tell my service all over the United States, including the Virgin Islands.
Viola said it works.
Definitely.
Thanks for putting that out there. And it feels good to actually, I'm not going to say know you personally, but, going to school and everything. So I know you wouldn't put yourself in anything that didn't work, that wasn't beneficial. So I'm going to say it works. I haven't utilized the services yet, but, I know that she will put something out there that's positive, that works, that's beneficial. So you guys make sure you reach out to her, make sure you utilize the services, make sure you be a better tomorrow, a better next week, a better next year. If you're not traveling, and doing all this good stuff, get the credit together so you're able to go ahead and travel. Maybe you can get that credit card and, I don't know, swipe it, pay for a trip if you can. I don't know if that's good advice or not.
You can definitely swipe your card. And it's better to use your credit card when you go on vacation anyway, just in case identity theft happens. But we also offer identity theft as well. But we want you to swipe your card. We want you to use your credit, but we just want you to be responsible, keeping it under the 30% utilization. And like I said, if you want to shoot for the stars, keeping it under the 7%. And I'm going to share something else. Okay. A lot of people don't know this when it comes to credit cards. And even if you're paying your credit cards, and I'm speaking on this because I also have, I get this a lot as well. When they say, well, I pay my credit card off on the due date, but why is my credit score not increasing? So the secret is knowing the reporting date. So I'm going to give you an example. Let's just say your reporting date is the 13th. Right? But your due date is the 16th. So if you max your credit card out on the 13th, then that's what's going to get reported. So every month is going to keep reporting whatever the balance is on the 13th. So get with your creditors and find out when the reporting date is, so you can make sure when that date comes, if you max your credit card out, it needs to be paid down to at least 30% for that to be reflected in your credit score. And also you can make 2 payments a month. You can pay up to 5 to 7 days before the due date and then pay the rest on the due date. It makes you look responsible, like you're paying, making 2 payments a month, and you'll also see a boost in your credit score.
Oh, wow. That's good. Y'all gotta share this video. This has been very, very knowledgeable. Y'all don't hold back. Don't be stingy with her knowledge. Y'all share it, because this is stuff I'm pretty sure if we had questions, a lot of other people might have couldn't tune in tonight for whatever reasons. So make sure y'all share this. If you speak with your friends about, credit and things of that sort, make sure y'all let them know, hey, there was a, on tonight that talked some real good stuff and is real beneficial to us. So y'all make sure y'all share the wealth, share the knowledge. Don't be stingy. Again, I don't want to hold you too long because I can keep going and going on and thought of something else, but I'm like, you know what? Let me just stop myself now. But I mean, it's just good to know all of this stuff because a lot of stuff I didn't know that you were speaking about. So I appreciate you sharing that. Y'all, do y'all have any other questions before I let her go? Is it a time difference there where you're at, or is it?
No, it's 7:27 for me.
Oh, okay.
It's probably a temperature difference, but it's definitely not.
Is it really cold there right now?
It gets in the 30s at night, so it gets up to about 60, and then at night in the 30s.
Whew, goodness. Okay. I'm not ready for that, but we'll get there soon. I think we'll be in the 50s here probably by now. So.
Yeah, we'll take that. We'll definitely take that.
Okay. Well, I thank you so much, Shakima. I enjoyed this conversation. I enjoyed, you sharing all of that information with us and not holding back. And again, if it's ever something, you feel like you want to share, you want to get out, you feel we need to know, don't hesitate to say, hey, it's something else I want to share with everybody. We'll be happy to have you on because believe me, this is a topic that a lot of people dread to discuss, but it needs to be discussed. So we really appreciate it. We really, really appreciate it. Okay. All right. Well, I thank you again. And as we always say on Let's Sip and Talk with Freema, peace and love.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.